Are you feeling the ground shake beneath the neon? That isn't a geological shift. That is the collective heartbeat of Raider Nation accelerating at terminal velocity. We are talking about the Las Vegas Raiders, a franchise whose soul is etched in silver and dipped in black. A team that carries the commitment to excellence not just as a slogan, but as a heavy, holy burden. But right now, today, February 1, 2026, the autumn wind is howling with a new, terrifying frequency. The 2026 coaching carousel has officially spun into its final chaotic orbit. While the Buffalo Bills promote Joe Brady to head coach, while the Miami Dolphins pivot to Jeff Hafley, and while even the rival Chargers and Broncos have locked in their tappers, the silver and black are still waiting. Why? Because General Manager John Spytek and minority owner Tom Brady are betting the house on one man. They are staring across the fog at Santa Clara, waiting for the smoke to clear from Super Bowl LX. The target is locked, Klint Kubiak, the 38-year-old architect of the Seattle Seahawks' offensive explosion. We just saw the Raiders complete a massive second interview with Kubiak yesterday, January 31st, and the tension is so thick you can't cut it with a diamond blade saw. This isn't just a coaching search anymore, it's a high-stakes game of Super Bowl chicken that will define the next decade of Raiders football. Before we go into the film room and dissect why Klint Kubiak is the chosen one for Fernando Mendoza and whether Ejiro Evero is a legitimate plan B or just a smokescreen, join the inner circle. Hit subscribe, smash that like button, and tell me in the comments, are you willing to wait until February 9th for Kubiak, or is Spytek playing a dangerous game by letting other candidates vanish? I want the raw truth from the nation. I'm reading every single take. Just win, baby. Let's expand the scope of this wait-and-see strategy, because the financial and tactical implications are gargantuan. We are talking about a franchise that just survived a 3-14 scorched earth campaign under Pete Carroll. But look at the pivot. John Spytek, the whiz kid, is sitting on nearly $90 million in projected cap space, the second most in the entire NFL. When you pair that kind of bust-the-budget capital with the #1 overall pick, you aren't just rebuilding, you are rearming. But the clock is ticking. By waiting for Kubiak, the Raiders have seen potential safe options like Jesse Minter go to Baltimore and Kevin Stefanski land in Atlanta. The risk of process drift is real. If Kubiak decides to run it back in Seattle, or God forbid chooses the Arizona Cardinals, the Raiders are left holding a blank slate with no artist. But the reward? Klint Kubiak just turned Sam Darnold into a 14-win, 346-yard-per-game machine in the NFC Championship. The son of Gary Kubiak brings a Super Bowl pedigree and an offensive genius tag that has Tom Brady himself reportedly highly complimentary. The divisional standings are officially on notice. Mike McDaniel is in LA. Sean Payton is in Denver. The Raiders need a tactical nuke to compete, and Kubiak is the only one left who fits the Mendoza matrix. Now, let's talk tactical deep dive, coach speak style. Why is the Kubiak window the only one Spytek cares about? Because of how it unlocks project #1 pick, Fernando Mendoza, the Indiana phenom, the Heisman winner, the man who just delivered a national title. Mendoza is a processor-first quarterback, 39 touchdowns and 0 interceptions in the red zone since 2024. On the chalkboard, Kubiak's wide zone system is the perfect incubator for Mendoza. It's about mathematical superiority at the apex. Kubiak uses heavy play action to freeze the linebackers, creating massive honey holes for guys like Brock Bowers. Last year, the Raiders' run-blocking win rate was a pathetic 30th in the league. If Kubiak brings his Seattle zone-blocking schemes, it finally gives Ashton Jeanty the operating space he needs to regain his vision. We're talking about simulated pressures on the other side of the ball, being countered by a quarterback who processes at 2x speed.
But if Kubiak falls through, we look at Ejiro Evero. The Panthers DC just sat through an in-person interview where he reportedly presented a detailed offensive and quarterback development plan. He isn't just a defensive mind, he's a system builder who coached under Sean McVay. Whether it's the offensive fireworks of Kubiak or the total organizational discipline of Evero, Spytech is demanding a zero-tolerance culture to replace the 3-14 collapse. Inside the building at the Intermountain Health Performance Center, the quotes are absolutely electric. One anonymous AFC West scout told me this morning, "The Raiders are playing a dangerous game. Kubiak is the belle of the ball, but Arizona has Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. waiting. Spytech has to sell the Mendoza vision better than anything Monty Ossenfort has in the desert." A high-level Raiders front office executive whispered, "Tom Brady is obsessed with the Sam Darnold transformation. He saw what Klint did in Seattle, taking a bust and making him a Super Bowl quarterback. He thinks Klint with a blue chip like Mendoza is a 15-year solution." A veteran NFL coordinator added, "Ejiro Evero is the sleeper. He's the most prepared candidate I've seen in 3 cycles. If the Raiders go with him, they're hiring a leader of men, not just a play caller." Another league insider noted, "The withdrawal of Davis Webb was a signal. It narrowed the focus. Spytech knows exactly who he wants. Now he just has to wait for the clock to hit 000 in Santa Clara." And finally, a source close to the scouting department said, "Don't ignore the cap. $88 million in space means whoever gets this job can buy any offensive line they want. That's the ultimate recruitment tool for Kubiak." Let's bridge this to the legends of the silver and black. When you talk about Klint Kubiak's vertical obsession, how can you not think of Al Davis and his vertical game philosophy? Al always said the autumn wind is a pirate, and Klint Kubiak is coming to plunder the record books. Compare the projected Kubiak-Mendoza connection to the legendary snake Ken Stabler and Cliff Branch. It's about the deep threat. It's about the refusal to settle. Mendoza has that Rich Gannon grit, the ability to climb the pocket and deliver a dime while taking a hit. And Klint Kubiak is the architect who will ensure those hits are few and far between. We're talking about a historical throwback to the 1970s aerial assault, modernized for the 2026 digital age. Kubiak's ability to channel the strengths of the group, as Cooper Kupp recently praised, is exactly what Gannon had with John Gruden. This is the full circle moment for Raider Nation. The technical reality is this: February 1, 2026 marks the day the Raiders officially went all in on the future. Mendoza is 22 years old, 6'5", and a national champion. Klint Kubiak is 38 years old, a second-generation mastermind, and potentially a Super Bowl champion in 7 days. The wait might be agonizing for a fan base that hasn't won a playoff game since the 2002 season, but the prize is a decade of stability. Spytech said it best: "We never want to be in this spot again." You don't build a fortress by rushing the foundation. You wait for the best architect available. With $88.7 million in cap space and the #1 pick, the Raiders aren't just a job, they are a destination. The autumn wind is starting to blow, and it smells like a revolution. John Spytech and Tom Brady are standing at the edge of history. They have the money, they have the pick, and they have the frontrunner in Klint Kubiak. The search might be dragging on, but the endgame is a silver and black storm that will reclaim the AFC. Just win, baby, and do it with the brightest mind in the game.